Pete, is this a story that you had, and maybe this is a Dana question also, that you had brewing during Inside Out? I know you said it's not a sequel, but it does feel like a spiritual cousin of sorts. I think it's tough to watch this film as an audience member and not think of Inside Out in some respects, especially when there's a moment early in the film where Joe asks, in the great, if the great before is where personalities come from. So where did the idea come from?
Well, it's definitely not a sequel, and it's a totally different world and characters, but it was born of Inside Out. Both my experience of making the film, I think, in a way, really like was boot camp for us. I don't know that we would have been able to handle the complexity of this film had we not had that experience. But also just my own experience of having done Inside Out and feeling like it was such you pour everything into this, right? And it was so like I can't even come up with the right words for it, but it was just like my whole life was about this movie, and finally it came out, and you know, luckily people liked it and it did well, and we got some awards and all this, and then I was like, now what? What do I? Is it just like? Is this really what I'm supposed to? That didn't satisfy me in the way that I was expecting for some reason. I thought like all of my personal issues would be fixed, and I don't know, it would solve world hunger, and I don't know what I thought. But you know, it was kind of a wake up for me of going, okay, where does this fit properly in life? And that's really at the heart of it. Once you see the whole film, is kind of what we're talking about with this film. So I don't know if that answers your question, but it really grew out of that experience of making the first film.